All right, I've got a question about seasonality, and my answer to this is going to be different than what a lot of you are thinking. Many of you assume that areas with high seasonality, which means that there's a high occupancy throughout the year, are better areas than areas with low seasonality, which means that they've got a shorter peak season and then a low occupancy for a good portion of the year. What you should be thinking about is, I'm trying to maximize my revenue on this property. Well, revenue is a factor of average nightly rates and your occupancy. And I'm going to give you an example of this. Most properties with really low seasonality, or what I should say is high seasonality, which means they have a short peak season, that nightly rate during the peak season is going to be a lot higher than what it's going to be on a property with seasonality that is pretty consistent throughout the year. I've got a lake property up in Yellowstone National Park. That property is a Memorial Day to Labor Day property. That property only rents about 100 days of the year. So pretty low occupancy, very high seasonality in that area. But my nightly rate during that peak season is about $1,500 a night. That same dollar spent in Orlando that is pretty much booked throughout the year is going to have a nightly rate of about $500 a night, but you're going to book about 300 nights a year. So both properties generate roughly the same amount of income, gross revenue, but my property that has a really short peak season at a high nightly rate, I prefer, because I'm getting the same amount of revenue and only 100 days of wear and tear on my property versus the revenue of 300 days of wear and tear on my property. So I challenge you to not just think about areas that have a long peak season or that are in demand all year long, because some of those markets that you're ignoring might be a lot better investment, a lot less wear and tear for the same dollars that you're being able to spend there.